Hello, my friends. I'm Bee, and this is Bee's Intuition. And today we have an outside reading, which is great because we haven't had an outside reading in a while. Um, but it's actually very nice outside today, and with my chronic illness, I have to take advantage of it because I really do love doing these videos outside. I um, I think that today, so the topic will be what you don't see coming. And I think I'm gonna do a little bit of water scrying because I am outside the river. Yeah, I am at the river, and so I'm gonna take a look into the water and see if I can get any images from it or messages. I will tell you what I see, and then we'll do the reading, and we'll see if any of those messages or images come up in the reading as well. So let's just dive right into it. Okay, so I'm gonna take some breaths to sort of ground myself. Okay. I'm seeing satin or silk sheets. Luxury, maybe. I see a rainbow. What else, please, and thank you, Spirit? What other messages? I see an eye, like an eyeball, or like an icon of an eye. What else, please, and thank you, Spirit? What other messages do you have, Collective? Please and thank you. I see like an old-timey pirate ship. What else, please and thank you, Spirit? Do you have any other messages for the collective? Please and thank you. I see a heart, like the heart shape, but it's like beating, like a physical heart, but like it's the heart shape. What else, please and thank you, Spirit? Are there any other messages for the collective? Please and thank you, Spirit. I see a moth or a butterfly. Not out and about, but like in the water. Are there any other images that you would like to show me, Spirit? Please and thank you. Okay, that one's a little bit harder to explain. The best way, the best way I can describe it is a bunch of holes in a surface. Kind of reminds me of the movie Holes, like where you see the whole desert and they're like digging a bunch of different holes. Are there any other images you would like to show me, Spirit? Please and thank you. That one's kind of a fun one. So I see witches and a cauldron, like maybe making a potion or something. And this is like the stereotypical witches with the witches' hats. Anything else, please Please and thank you, Spirit. Any other images you would like to show me for the collective? Please and thank you. Okay, there's like a wisp. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, maybe even like steam-like or fog-like, like just a wisp of something. Okay. Anything else? Please and thank you, Spirit. I see like a large bird, or an airplane. Might be an airplane. Okay. Is that it, Spirit? Please and thank you. Okay. Yeah, I think that's all the images I'm gonna get from that. Okay, so let me just recenter myself. Thank you for that, Spirit. Okay, so let's just dive right into the reading. When I'm channeling through water scrying, I don't always retain the images that I see. So, yeah, I might remember some of them while I'm doing the reading. I might not. So if I miss any, feel free to comment that down below. Alrighty. So, what does the collective not see coming? Please and thank you, Spirit. Please and thank you. What is it that the collective does not see coming? Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Okay, that's way too many. Maybe there's a lot that you don't see coming. I'm not gonna take those just because it literally was like half the deck that came out. Okay, please and thank you. Okay, that one definitely meant to come out. 3 of Cups, okay. Oh my gosh, this weather is amazing. It feels like fall, like autumn time. Oh my gosh, I love autumn. Please and thank you, Spirit. What does the collective not see coming right now? Please and thank you. And when I say right now, I just mean whenever you see this. Okay. What does the collective not see coming? Please and thank you. Okay, something flipped over. Oh, a couple. Oh. What the heck? I don't think I put them in there like that. I don't think I would. Okay, we'll go with those. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is a lot. Yeah, so you don't see a lot of things coming in for you. Seems pretty positive though. Okay. So, we had that 3 of Cups that I showed you, and then the 5 of Cups, the Lovers, King of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles, I believe. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles. Alrighty. So yeah, let's just start clarifying. Since there's a lot to cover, I think we should just go right into the clarification. Alrighty. Alright, let's start with that 3 of Cups. Please and thank you, Spirit. Can you clarify that 3 of Cups for me? What does the collective not see coming? Please and thank you. With that 3 of Cups, please and thank you. Thank you. 6 of Swords. It is a bit breezy, so I'm gonna try and grab some stuff to weigh down the cod so they don't go flying. Okay, so yeah, there's the 6 of Swords clarifying the 3 of Cups. So, something with your friendships might be changing for the better. This could be, or maybe there's something like really positive about coming together with friends or coming together with people in general, people that make you feel happy. But in terms of like if your friendship dynamics are changing, it feels very much like a positive change. So maybe you have to release certain friends, but you're going to be gaining new friends that are more in alignment with you. It seems like a very positive change with that 6 of Swords. But it does feel like a change. It could even be your mindset around friendships or making friends. That's changing for the better. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Lovers. Double confirmation for the Lovers card. I wonder if you have to make a choice when it comes to your friendships. So that kind of goes back to the message I was getting with that you might have to release some friends that are no longer like in alignment with you, and then when you do that, you will meet people that will become your friends who are more in alignment with you. Because the Lovers card is really all about choices and making good choices for our enlightenment, our growth. I wonder if this could also be speaking about some sort of love connection in your friendships. Could be romantic, could feel like this could also speak to like soulmates, and that doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. You can have platonic soulmates, in my opinion. Also, I'm just realizing, I hope that wasn't super smudgy before. And hopefully I didn't just make it worse. We'll see when I'm editing. Anyways, yeah, with the Lovers card, it could be that there's some sort of soulmate connection here. So it could be a romantic soulmate in your friend group that is changing for the better. Maybe it's developing into something a little bit more serious. Or it could be a soulmate in the way of like you meet somebody as a friend and you can't imagine your life without that person. You know, like you guys just click so well. It doesn't even have to be romantic. So it could be one or both of those things, I suppose. Yeah. Okay, let me see if there's anything else that will come out for that 3 of Cups. Please. Thank you. 4 of Pentacles. So something about holding on to something. This could be holding on to old beliefs, the comforts of the past, like holding on to those comforts of the past that might actually not be serving you, but because they're because you have grown accustomed to them, you may feel like a certain desire to kind of hold on to it past its expiration date. I'm also getting the message that you may be closed off when it comes to this change. Although it's positive, maybe it's a new friend that's coming into your friend group, and maybe you've had bad experiences with friendships in the past, and maybe you may be a little bit skeptical of this person at first and maybe a little bit closed off to them. But then the more you get to know them, you're like, okay, this person's actually pretty chill. That could also be applied to a romantic interest within your friend group or somebody that you're just friendly with. If there's like positive changes within that person or your connection with that person, you may find yourself being a little bit closed off to them at first. I definitely get like a sort of like reserved feeling, maybe until people show you that they are worth trusting or worth your friendship. you know? So maybe it feels almost like, yeah, it's almost like maybe people need to gain your trust. And I feel like that could definitely be based on past experiences that you've had, either with friendships or relationships or any of those things. Bottom of the deck is the Page of Swords. I do think that somebody is watching you. And there's a curiosity there about exploring something with you. So maybe somebody is looking at you and they're like thinking like, wow, that person and I would make great friends. We have so much in common just like by, you know, brief encounters or whatever. Or it could be somebody that's in like your friend group or somebody that you're friendly with, like in your community. And that could be, this could be them observing you and thinking, I'd like to take this further than just a friendship. It doesn't feel like action though with this Page of Swords. It feels very much like I'm in the background observing. Anything else for this Three of Cups, please and thank you, Spirit. Please and thank you for the collective. Six of Pentacles. Okay, so yeah. Somebody is coming in to give to you. Whether that be in a friendship way or a romantic way, there is a need or a desire to share with you. Give to this connection in some way. So it very much could be some sort of like leveling up in terms of a friendship to something a little bit more serious. It definitely seems like it's not like super intense. Like I'm not getting like a lot of, yeah, I'm not getting like, I mean, this is all clarifying the Three of Cups, so there is like a little bit of like a romantic aspect with that potentially, but I'm not getting a whole lot of romance clarifying this. So I wonder if this could just be the start of a friendship, that like somebody sees you, sees that you guys would maybe make a good match, and maybe it starts out as a friendship and then builds to something more. Or it could be a person that wants to become friends, and so they're like observing you, but they really want to, you know, it seems like there is a desire here. But there's also this balancing of the scales, which speaks to me about justice. I wonder if this is somebody that you've given to and now they want to repay you. Maybe I'll clarify that. Let me see what's at the bottom of the deck. Five of Wands. So either you could be internally conflicted about this, or the person kind of trying to pursue. Oh my gosh, beautiful birds out today. Anyways, could be you conflicted about this, or this could be the person being conflicted about coming forward, sharing ideas, sharing thoughts, sharing feelings. Or it could speak to maybe a past conflict with this person, or competition. And it doesn't even have to be necessarily competition between you and this person. It could be maybe this person's competing for your friendship, competing for, you know, a relationship that's a little bit further than a friendship. Yeah, there's like a lot of like stories I'm getting with this one. I don't like, if it was a past conflict, it doesn't feel super serious. Because like in this image, they're practicing fighting. They have the sticks that they're using as swords. So nobody's really getting hurt as if they were like using swords. So I feel like it could have just been like a little disagreement, difference of opinion. Yeah, it doesn't feel super negative. if there is some sort of past with that going on. I'm going to clarify that Six of Pentacles. Please and thank you, Spirit. Can you clarify that Six of Pentacles for me? Thank you. Ooh, okay, I'm not going to take those because that's too many. Oh, Three of Swords. Did this person break your heart in the past? Bottom of the deck, the World. That's crazy. I'm getting... Ooh. Yeah, there's a few messages I'm getting with this one too, because it's almost feeling like maybe you were in a third-party situation where somebody might have been unfaithful to you or something, or maybe misled you. It feels like somebody that had multiple options here, and it led to heartbreak. And especially because this is clarifying the Three of Cups, and now the Three of Swords, it gives very much third party. I'm not sure how to feel about that. This could even be heartbreak in terms of friendships, I suppose, but let me see what that would be like if I read it from that perspective of third-party situation. I'm still getting conflicting messages, so I think I will clarify that Three of Swords. But with the World card being at the bottom of the deck, it feels like somebody's going through a major transformation here. A big closing out of cycles. An opening of other cycles that are, you know, more aligned to them. I mean, it's possible that somebody could have left a third party behind to pursue this. Yeah. I think that was a butterfly, or a moth. I don't know. It just flew and landed on my, well, it's not really a blanket, it's a tablecloth, but yeah. And it sat there for like a brief second and then flew off. That has to be a sign. It was, I'm pretty sure I've looked up this one before. It was like orangish with like darker spots, but it kind of like faded from orange into maybe more of like a brown color. Yeah, very beautiful one. Okay. Transformation though, you know, moths, butterflies, big sign of transformation. So maybe somebody truly is transforming here. But then why did the Three of Swords come out? Okay, please clarify that Three of Swords for me, please, and thank you, Spirit. King of Cups. This person could be a water sign. Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. Doesn't have to be. It could just be somebody that's very loving or has very deep feelings for you and would like to share that with you. So yeah, maybe it is like somebody breaking off from a third party to come towards you to express themselves, because it's like, yeah, with this clarifying the Three of Swords, it's almost like after that Three of Swords takes place, that heartbreak or breakup or disappointment, it's like now they have their eyes on the prize. And now they feel like more confident coming forward and expressing their feelings. Because yeah, if they were in a third party situation, or, you know, say if this person was in a relationship, they probably, I mean, if they were, you know, a nice person, they probably would feel very uncomfortable sharing feelings. If they have feelings for somebody and then sharing that with somebody, knowing that they are in a committed relationship. I think that butterfly kept, just flew by again. Anyways. Yeah, so it feels almost like this person knows what they want, and maybe they did the necessary things in order to be able to come forward, to be in their power, the power of love. Emotions, deep emotions, expressing those emotions. Okay. Feels like an emotionally stable person, that's for sure. Okay, so let's go on to that Five of Cups and clarify that. Please and thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Ten of Pentacles. Okay, this one is interesting because it's almost telling me that you had some sort of disappointment around finances, but I feel like it's not. This is what you don't see coming, so it kind of makes me think that that Ten of Pentacles is coming for you. Oh, double confirmation for Ten of Pentacles, by the way. That popped out, and then we had the Ten of Pentacles in the other deck earlier. So, yeah, I feel like maybe there's like some sort of financial difficulty, or like it almost feels like it's the fear of not having that Ten of Pentacles, the fear of like, or the disappointment of not having that, but it almost feels like it's misleading. It's like more so how you feel about the situation and not the reality of the situation, because I feel like the reality of the situation is going to be much more beneficial to you, more, I don't know. Yeah, it's almost like right now you might be in the mindset of like, oh, this didn't work out, maybe some sort of financial setback or financial, the idea that you're going to lose some sort of financial, or like, lose something in terms of your finances. But it feels like your finances are going to be flourishing and building up to something that is quite beautiful. So I feel like this could just be how you're feeling in the current moment, but it feels like what's coming towards you is that Ten of Pentacles. It could also be talking about disappointment in terms of home life. Because it's like, yeah, you maybe want like the perfect home, perfect family, and I mean perfect for you. It doesn't have to be literally perfect, because perfection doesn't really exist. But yeah, regardless of what it is that you feel this disappointment, it feels like it's very much not the reality. And not to say that your feelings are invalid, because it's so important to validate your own feelings, to feel those feelings, because they're coming up for a reason, for you to feel through them and release them. And so, definitely feel those feelings. Allow yourself to feel disappointed, allow yourself to feel sad. But I would say maybe not to dwell on it, because it feels like it's going to be a much more positive outcome than you believe it to be. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Eight of Wands. So you might be receiving some sort of incoming communication that is changing how you perceive this part of your life, whether it's finances, whether it's your home life. And when I say home life, it could very much be like maybe you want to build a family, and maybe you don't have a partner at the moment, so you feel like that's lost, or like that. Yeah, because like when we're single, we can sometimes feel like, oh, I'm going to be single forever, and so it's almost making me think that like maybe you will have that family that you thought was not in the cards for you. Yeah, it could just be like, yeah, it could just be disappointment in love, feeling like, you're not really at where you would like to be in terms of your romantic connections, but it feels like maybe you're going to be meeting the right person to build a beautiful home with, whether that involves a family or not. Definitely seems like it will be your ideal situation that will grow to something that is very beautiful, very solid, sustainable. And then it seems like it might be coming in faster than you realize, or you may be receiving some really good news in relation to that area. So whether that be those finance, the birds keep distracting me today, whether that be like a change in finances for the better, or whether that be like a message from somebody that maybe you're interested in, or maybe somebody that you talk to and develop a relationship with down the road, and then you build a family. So I would say definitely keep an open mind. I know that's easier said than done, but it feels like it's very much positive, like much more positive than you see it as right now. Um, so I think that that's like a reminder from spirit to just like not to give up hope, even if it does feel hopeless. Because a lot of times our emotions, our feelings about things can sometimes wipe out the reality of the situation, because emotions can be so overwhelming when we experience them. And they feel so real, right? Like if you're going through a period of sadness, it's so hard to, you know, it's like when people say, like, say you struggle with depression, and then somebody is like, well, there are people in other countries that are starving to death. You don't have any reason to be depressed. And obviously, that's not how things work. And so it's almost like when you're experiencing those intense emotions, right? It's like, I will be this way forever. I am stuck like this. This is my life. But I feel like our emotions can sometimes mislead us. Our emotions, our feelings about a given situation, are not always tapped into the reality. And also, our perspectives of things are limited as three-dimensional beings, Uh, and so, yeah, we may not have all the details. We may not have all the information. We may not see what's going on behind the scenes that is actually working for for the best outcome for us. So it could be unseen things at play here that you don't see that are actually working towards your betterment, or this situation becoming better, improved, um, pleasantly surprising is what I'm getting. Okay, let's go into that Lover's card and clarify that. Please and thank you, Spirit. What do you have for the Lover's card? Please and thank you. Can you clarify that for me? Please and thank you. What does the collective not see coming in relation to the Lover's card? Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Three of Pentacles. Building together, building a stable foundation. Maybe you're choosing to build something with somebody. This could be, obviously romantically. Doesn't necessarily have to be, I would say. I'll have to get like a little bit more to see if it's like, specifically romantic, but I would say maybe you have an opportunity to work with somebody. And the choice that you have to make is whether or not you want to build with that person, whether or not you want to work with that person. So it could be simply within your career that, or, something unrelated to friendships and love. It could be simply like working with somebody, collaborating, that you have to choose whether or not you want to work with that person. And maybe the divine is giving you that choice. Feels like it'll be positive if you do choose to work with this person. It does feel like the start of building a stable foundation, something that will be a little bit more longer lasting. And it's really funny with the Two of Swords at the bottom of the deck. It's almost, yeah, it's kind of telling me that you do have a choice to make, and maybe you're not sure what. It could be possible that you have two options to choose from, because that is the Three of Pentacles. So now I'm getting almost like maybe my butt and my thighs are sticking to the tablecloth and the cards. Oopsies. Anyways, not that you need to know that, but anyways, yeah, the Three of Pentacles. So it could be talking about, it feels different than that other three. It feels different than that other third party I was describing earlier. It almost feels like maybe you have two choices when it comes to working with people. And maybe you're trying to decide which person is the best fit to work with, whether in your career or whether that be in love or friendships. So you may have a choice between two people, and maybe you're uncertain about that. It feels very much like trusting your intuition, trusting the divine to lead you down the right path is going to be important for that, to make that decision. Also, there's a story about the Two of Swords where it's like the decision that she has to make for her highest good is going over to that island behind her. because that's like going to be a new experience. That's going to be her moving outside of her comfort zone and going towards something that is maybe scary, but it could be very rewarding at the same time. So I'm wondering if Spirit is sort of asking you to see outside, or not see outside, but rather make a choice that is outside of your comfort zone, because a lot of times the place in which we are most comfortable doesn't necessarily feed us or fuel us or serve us, you know? Like recently, this is a silly example, but I'll throw it out there. I recently got a new mattress, and it's so funny because when you become adjusted to an old dilapidated mattress, getting a new mattress that is actually like stable, firm, whatever, you're just like, oh, this is different. And it's like your body has to adjust to it, but it's almost like, even though you know that new mattress will be much better for your, you know, your health, your sleeping, it's almost like uncomfortable to make that change, you know? And that can be applied to so many areas of life. We get used to something because it's what we encounter day in and day out, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that thing is good for us or that thing is serving us in any way. And it could be even hurting us, or, you know, in the example of the mattress, it could be like, you know, making your, you know, giving your back issues, or you know, making your sleep less restful. And so we may convince ourselves that, oh, this is what I want, this is good for me, but it may not be in the reality of it. So it could be definitely asking you to sort of make a choice outside of your comfort zone. And definitely not saying that, there's a spotted little birdie. Hi, birdie. Hi. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, he's just chilling there. Or I think maybe it's a she. I can't tell. You're a pretty birdie. Oh, hi, birdie. You're so pretty. Pretty birdie. I love talking to birds when they're near me, because I almost feel like they're listening. Are you listening to me? Okay, it flew off. Anyways. Oh, but, you know, your intuition and, you know, channeling from the divine is important here. So it's not to say that you should just do whatever is most uncomfortable, because that's not necessarily the solution. What the solution is if like your intuition is telling you to do something, but maybe you're not super comfortable with the idea of doing that thing or making that transition, but you know maybe that it's the best choice for yourself, or you know that it will, you know, benefit you or whatever. So it could be like your intuition telling you to do something that you may be a little bit uncomfy making that transition, making that choice, but it seems like it may be necessary for your growth. So I feel like that would be important to keep in mind. Let's see what else comes out for that Lover's card, please and thank you, Spirit. Do you have anything else about Lover's card, please and thank you? Nine of Swords. So there could be overthinking, anxiety, losing sleep. Okay, maybe you do need to get a new mattress. Maybe that's a message somewhere out there for somebody. Because really it is a card that can indicate, like, you know, losing sleep, but usually for like more mental reasons rather than physical. But who knows, maybe it's telling you to get a new mattress. This guy's crying, he's like, oh gosh, I can't spend another night on this mattress. So maybe that's you. But anyways, this could just be overthinking, anxiety, feeling like something could be hopeless or is hopeless. But it doesn't... Okay, so I'm almost getting the message that you may have a hard time being optimistic when it comes to making this decision of who to work with and stuff. Maybe you know who you want to choose in this situation, but it's almost like maybe you're having a hard time picturing a positive future with that person, whether it is just collaborating, whether it is a friendship, whether it is a partner. So it's almost giving me the energy of like, You may be overthinking the situation. You may be letting your past affect, how you see the future. And it doesn't necessarily have to be accurate. It's just how you're feeling, what you're thinking. It's definitely a feeling of despair. But it feels like, yeah, maybe it's not based in reality, that fear, that those intense feelings of anxiety. Bottom of the deck, Six of Wands. Okay, so whatever the situation is, this decision that you have to make, this future that you're uncertain about with somebody, I think you're going to be very successful with it. Yeah, so as long as you're choosing from a place of intuition, a place from spiritual guidance, if that's how you prefer to make your decisions and stuff. I'm also getting the message that you can ask Spirit for a sign, for a sign to indicate whether or not this path is right for you. So if you are having a hard time deciding between two paths, two people, maybe ask the divine for a sign, for to indicate who is best for you, who is going to be the best match for you, who's going to be serving you to get towards your future that you actually want, the future that you are building for yourself. Because sometimes we don't really know. And I've definitely gotten some signs from Spirit in that way. Yeah, so that could be helpful as well. Maybe asking Spirit for a sign outside of yourself, And you could even be can't talk. You can be specific with it. Maybe you could say, if I see a box with blue flowers on it, that means choice A is the right choice. But if I see a box with green flowers on it, then that's a good indication that choice B is the right choice for me. So yeah, you can really kind of go about it in any way that you feel would best suit you, or what you would feel is the most powerful kind of sign that would help you make that decision for yourself. But it does feel like you're going to be making the right choice. You're going to be very successful when it comes to collaborating with this person, choosing this person, building this with this person. And I do feel like that Nine of Swords is maybe just your brain overthinking things. And it could be based off of past trauma, past experiences there that are making you kind of overthink or think about the future in a negative way or in a negative frame of mind. But yeah. You're going to be coming out on top is what I'm getting with that card at the bottom of the deck. So definitely trust yourself, trust your intuition, trust the divine, and you're going to make the right decision for yourself. Yeah. Even if your fear is playing a part there of trying to block you from pursuing this or accepting this, it feels like you're going to have a much better outcome than you're anticipating. Okay, so let's clarify that King of Pentacles. Please and thank you. Please and thank you, Spirit. What do you have for that King of Pentacles? For the collective? What do they not see coming with this King of Pentacles? Please and thank you. Thank you. Justice. We did get the Six of Pentacles earlier, which I said kind of I cannot talk. I think I'm out of practice of talking on camera. Anyways, I was saying that Six of Pentacles was kind of giving me, because it has the balanced scales on it, and the Justice card also has a balancing, or the scales balanced over on this side, I think. And so, yeah, there's something here that's creating a great sense of justice in your life. It seems like it's related to this King of Pentacles. So I wonder if this could be the same person as the King of Cups that we received earlier. Because I see that King of Cups being connected to that Six of Pentacles that we had earlier, balancing the scales, and now we have the King of Pentacles clarified by the Justice. So it feels kind of like similar energy. It could just be another person, a choice in friendship and love, which, you know, that does seem like a common theme. A choice, making a choice, making a decision. So it definitely will be up to you, you know, which of these people is the best suit, or is best suited for you and whatnot. But if it's not two separate people, it could just be one person that is both stable, mature, grounded, secure, as well as deeply loving and emotionally mature and emotionally stable. Okay, I think I'm going to clarify that Justice card, but before I do, bottom of the deck is the Strength card. So yeah, you may be battling a little bit with like negative thoughts during this time, which, you know, we all go through that, and that's totally okay to go through those times. But yeah, I feel like the divine is definitely calling you to try your best to not let those inner demons sabotage you from like things that are actually going to serve you, or, you know, receiving this sense of justice. Also, that's two major arcana, so this could be a very significant person in your life, or they could become somebody that's quite significant in your life. This could also be some sort of reward for you being so strong, resilient, powerful, kind, divinely enlightened. Like all of those attributes of you is bringing in this King of Pentacles, and as such, it will create a great sense of justice. And I feel like this could definitely be more along the lines of a karmic sense of justice, you know? So maybe your romantic life hasn't been going good for a while, and so somebody's going to come in and correct that for you, you know? You know, like clearly you have a pure heart with the Strength card. You have a heart that is very kind and loving. Like, look at this image. She's not like abusing this lion to get him to listen. She's just, you know, kind of petting him, loving him, and the lion's loving every second of it. So it's like, it's your own specific type of strength. And that is a strength, I think, of character, a strength of compassion, empathy, kindness, and that pure heart. So yeah, it could definitely be a karmic sense of justice where you're finally feeling like things are getting balanced out, like somebody is finally giving you the love that you've always been giving to everyone else, you know? But I will clarify that Justice card just to see if there's any more to that. Okay, thank you, Spirit. The Hermit card came out in the reverse. That's very interesting because I feel like that's telling me about the completion of a hermit phase. Yeah, that's definitely the main message I'm getting with that. Major Arcana again, so yes, there's significant things happening here. Five of Wands again at the bottom of the deck, so I do get a lot of like internal conflict. Like an energy of internal conflict a lot. You may just be going through like a little bit of a rougher time with your mental health. And that's totally okay. We all have our moments like that. No reason to feel sad or, you know, bad about having those moments. But there is another message with that Hermit card in the reverse that it could be indicating, is that somebody needs to go into the hermit phase, like to work on themselves, work something out here, find something like an answer within themselves, but they're afraid to, because there is a fear attached to the reversals. Or you can read the reversals as a sense of fear relating to that topic. And that might make sense with this Five of Wands. Maybe it's somebody that is conflicted about going into that hermit phase to figure out what they need, what they want. And those answers are within them. I'm not getting that message as strongly though. That could be for like maybe one or two of you out there, but I feel like mostly it's somebody coming out of a time of the hermit phase where they're kind of isolating, figuring out themselves, figuring out what they want, what the path forward for themselves is. Ooh, there's like a beautiful reflection. You know when the sun shines on water and then that water is like reflecting on a surface, like the leaf in front of me, the water's like reflecting in like the bottom of the leaf. I don't even know if that makes any sense, but you know, like that rippling bright light on surfaces from the water reflecting. Anyways, it's a very pretty thing, I guess. Could be significant for somebody out there, I suppose, if that means anything to you. Kind of reminds me of a swimming pool, because like that like reflection shadow thing with water kind of reminds me of a swimming pool. So it could be a message about a swimming pool or something. Oh. People walking by. Yeah. But yeah, I'm honestly getting more so that this is somebody coming out of a hermit phase, and then them leaving that hermit phase and potentially coming forward to communicate something is causing you to have this internal conflict. I'm going to clarify that hermit card for sure. Please and thank you, Spirit. Can you clarify that hermit card in the reverse for me, please and thank you? What is this hermit card in the reverse trying to tell us? Thank you. Page of Wands. Okay, so maybe somebody came out of this hermit phase, and now they're feeling like a sense of optimism. This could also be talking to you, telling you to maybe step into this role of the Page of Wands, having more of a sense of optimism, an open mind. Like with this Page of Wands, I always get like a youthful optimism, you know, like when you're young and the world is new and, you know, you haven't really been hurt, so you don't really know what to be afraid of. And like that kind of openness, you know, like especially when it comes to love, you know, because we can get hurt so many times by love that we become closed off to it. We become conflicted when true love arrives or comes into our life. So maybe it's just asking you to sort of step into that Page of Wands role and just be optimistic and open-minded and with an open heart as well. But it could also be somebody that like went through a hermit phase. You know, they did that self-reflection, they did that searching for answers within themselves, and they found those answers, and it gave them this sense of clarity and optimism. You know, maybe they were sort of like jaded in the past, and now through that hermit phase of like doing the internal work, they come out much more optimistically, they come out much more positively, and it feels almost like a rebirth, to be honest, because it's like that hermit is like much older than this little guy here in the picture, and so it's like it could be like kind of like a rebirth to some degree, you know, like it's like that old version of ourselves has been shed off, or that old version of this person was shed off, and now it's like this is their new form, which is that youthful optimism, even a sense of excitement to a degree, you know, like it definitely feels like maybe a shifting of perspectives of things, I feel like. And I love when birds like almost sound like they're laughing. Like that one. Anyways, okay. Yeah, so could be even just like shedding that pessimistic mindset, you know, because it kind of gives me like that past of, being jaded, being hurt, and then being like, I have experienced that way too many times, and therefore I'm closed off to love. And then the Page of Wands hasn't experienced all of that. The Page of Wands hasn't had a bunch of romantic things going wrong, so they don't have that jaded feel when it comes to love. So it could be something as simple as 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I didn't even see that until now. So yeah, I feel like somebody's having a shift here. And that shift has to do with like love. Like their ideals when it comes to love. Like what they dream of. Like happily ever after. And it could be very much related to you, this person. This person may have had issues in the past of getting in touch with their heart and their emotions and seeing relationships in a positive way. But it's almost like it could be you that has inspired this person to go on this sort of spiritual journey, this releasing of their old self and renewal, rebirth into somebody that is much more optimistic about the future that the two of you share. And that optimism could even go back to you, because I did get that with the Nine of Swords, that you may be overthinking things. You may think that the future, your past experiences might be painting the future in your mind much darker than it truly will be. It feels like, the future contains so much more brightness and stuff. And it could be you that had this shift in perspectives. Maybe you were the one that went through this hermit phase. Or maybe this person coming forward and creating this sense of justice. It could be you going into that hermit phase and then coming out of it much more optimistically, open-mindedly, open-hearted. And it's because there is a beautiful future ahead of you for the both of you together to build something that is very, very, very emotionally fulfilling. 10 of Cups, like as emotionally fulfilling as you can get. So yeah, I honestly, this is like a common theme throughout this reading so far, is like things are going to be turning out much better than you think that they are right now. And your feelings are valid, of course, like never invalidate your own feelings, but it does feel like maybe you might have some sort of misunderstanding here with the universe, or with the way that you see things going. Life is so unexpected, so it's like sometimes we think we know what the future contains, but we truly don't. Any number of variables can change at any given moment, and that could significantly change the outcome of a situation. I mean, even simply people having free will is enough for that to change the outcome of a given situation. If it was in terms of love, if somebody, feels feelings for somebody, and that other person feels feelings for that person back, but maybe person A decides to just shove those feelings down, ignore them, keep pushing through their life, or whatever. Because they have free will, they're completely able to do that. And then the outcome would be that true connection never gets started. That true connection never has the opportunity to take off or build. And so, yeah, any given amount of variables can change things. And that is more of a negative example, but think of it in a more positive way, where it's two people have feelings for each other, and then maybe person A, instead of suppressing their feelings, pushing them down, ignoring them, or whatever, they're like, okay, these feelings are very uncomfortable, but I'm gonna follow those feelings because I know that they're genuine to me, and I have a pure intentions, yada yada yada. And so they go for that relationship, and then that relationship comes together and it's beautiful, and you build beautiful things. So I think it's really important to keep in mind that you could have all of the details that are available to you at any given time, but that still is not the complete picture, because it seems like, especially in this circumstance, there's another person at play here. There's another person involved in this energy, and so that person could have the opportunity to change this situation for the better. So yeah, pretty much like just have faith that something is going to change the certain outcome that you think is not going to be as positive as you would like. Yeah. Because life, again, is unexpected. We never know what to expect. We never know what is just around the corner. We may, our egos may, try to tell us that we know, but we truly don't, you know? And life can be so beautiful in that way, that even when we think that nothing's going to work out for us, something could, you know? It just takes a little bit of hope and the courage to keep going. Okay, so let's now clarify that Four of Pentacles, please and thank you. Oh, double confirmation for Four of Pentacles. We had the Four of Pentacles earlier as well. So clarify that, please and thank you, Spirit. Okay, thank you. This is so cool. Okay. So clarifying that Four of Pentacles, the Six of Cups came out in this direction. So it's propelling somebody forward in a positive way. Nine of Cups, very much emotional fulfillment, wish fulfillment could be, you know, maybe a sense of independent contentment. Knight of Swords, somebody that's coming in with a message very quickly, enthusiastically. So I'm seeing this as, I feel like somebody's very attached to you. This could be, honestly, this is all like very much positive things clarifying that. So I'm not going to say that this is like necessarily a bad or negative Four of Pentacles. It doesn't feel so much like they're holding on to something to their detriment. It feels positive, like a positive attachment to something. Because it's like that Six of Cups, I feel like it's the motivating factor for this person, because it feels like there is somebody here that wants to come forward, share a message with you as soon as possible. And so that Six of Cups feels like that's the motivating factor that is helping this person feel motivated, inspired to come towards you. And that Six of Cups is telling me that this person, this could be somebody from your past, or it could be somebody from a past life. It could be, but I'm almost getting more so inner child. Like there's something connected to the inner child here. I think that you make this person feel more attached to their inner child, or maybe you help them get more in touch with their inner child. Maybe you help bring out their more childlike personality traits. Maybe even their optimism with that Page of Wands that we had earlier. Maybe their youthful optimism comes out when they're around you. It's very much a positive energy with that. Yeah, so I feel like those feelings of you helping them get in touch with their inner child, helping them feel more optimistic, that youthful sort of excitement is why they want to come towards you so badly. And then with that Nine of Cups, it could very much be that they see you as a wish fulfillment, and that's why they want to come forward with this message. Like you would make them feel very content, very happy, very fulfilled. And I feel like they want to communicate that to you. And it could even be this communication is sort of talking about that Four of Pentacles sort of attachment. So maybe it's a matter of them sharing how much you mean to them, like how significant their connection to you is. And it could not even be, it does feel romantic, to be honest, but yeah, it feels like they are much more attached to you maybe than you realize. Yeah, so this is like an incoming communication from somebody, and it's very much a positive communication. And it does feel like it is related to the emotions, feelings, love, and their attachment to you. Yeah, it feels very much a positive Four of Pentacles with that one. Bottom of the deck, the Wheel of Fortune. So maybe the reason that they're coming in so enthusiastically is because divine timing is at play. Maybe they're finally ready to communicate. Maybe they feel like the divine is telling them, hey, now's the time, go for it, you know? And so they're like, maybe it's just hitting them all at once, and they're like, you know what, I should go for it. I should go and communicate to this person because they mean so much to me. I need to let them know. Yeah, I almost feel like maybe the divine is trying to push you two together. And this kind of honestly kind of gives me back to that feeling of the Hermit card in the reverse, where it's like somebody coming out of a hermit phase, and like in that hermit phase they learned a lot about themselves, because there is like divine knowledge that is connected to the Wheel of Fortune. And so it's like, yeah, it feels almost like this person had a period of time of like learning maybe about themselves, maybe learning about their spirituality, getting more in touch with their spirituality, and through this process they receive this wisdom, whether that wisdom comes from within, which I feel like it definitely is a part of it because of the Hermit card, but also maybe it's wisdom from the divine as well, maybe wisdom that is not attached to the ego. Yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, now let's go and clarify this Knight of Wands. Please and thank you, Spirit. What do you have for the Knight of Wands? Please and thank you. What does the collective not see coming in terms of this Knight of Wands? Thank you. The Hanged Man. Didn't I say at one point that there was a shift in perspectives? Yeah, I think that was with the Hermit card in the reverse and the Page of Wands. Yeah, because there was like a rebirth kind of thing. And like a shifting, yeah, a shifting of like past, a shifting of mindsets that are based off of negative past experiences. Yeah, so I feel like somebody has shed those things from the past that have just been leaving them jaded and closed off. That kind of makes me think of the Four of Pentacles I got at the very beginning of this reading. It could have been that this person originally was closed off in relation to this connection. They didn't want to feel those feelings, maybe. They didn't want to be receptive of the possibility of this connection. And now it's like shifting, changing, evolving. Because the Hanged Man is all about that shifting in perspectives. The Hanged Man can also do with delays. There could be a delay, or there was a delay. If they did go through that hermit phase, and now they're coming out of it, it would make sense, because, like, you know, they had to go through that hermit phase. That was the delay. But the Hanged Man can also indicate delays, so it could be additional delays, but not necessarily, because this is clarifying the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is a one of the faster moving energies in the deck. You know, the second fastest compared to the Knight of Swords, which we already received too. So if this is all about the same person, you know, I think that this person is pretty ready to communicate with you regardless. But yeah, it's like passionate communication coming in with that Knight of Wands. And then it's clarified by the Hanged Man, and I feel like the Hanged Man is kind of explaining why this person is coming forward with a passionate communication. It's because they've shifted their perspective. They now have a more enlightened, more divine perspective of things. Like a higher perspective. I'm getting, like, I mentioned in one of my past readings, I want to say, like the idea of like the higher self kind of looking down to see like the bigger picture, rather than being a three-dimensional being in the 3D with a limited perspective. It could be that this person, maybe the divine has shown this okay, I just saw what's at the bottom of the deck. The Death card. I literally was just talking about a rebirth with that Hermit card in the reverse and the Page of Wands following it. It felt like very much like a renewal, rebirth, rejuvenation even. Okay, that's pretty funny. Anyways, yeah, so that Hanged Man is I think, the reason why this person wants to come forward. I feel like the divine definitely either gave this person some more perspective, or maybe more details, more information. It feels like the divine is very much playing a part in this shift in their perspectives, because this is a more enlightened shift in perspectives. Yeah, and I feel like that's why this person's coming forward with a message very passionately. I think that they're also very attracted to you. I'm almost getting a message about, like, maybe they were afraid of their attraction to you, and maybe they thought that it was simply just superficial, but now they're realizing it's not. There's much more deep feelings, maybe deeper significance. You know, this could be a divine match between the two of you, and maybe they were worried at first that it wasn't that, and maybe they thought that it was just a matter of attraction to you, but now they're realizing, like, no, the divine wants us to come together because we're meant to come together, because we're going to be doing some great things together. And maybe they're having this realization finally. And they clearly have gone through this significant transformation with the Death card. And this really is a card of rebirth. So they definitely have gone through something. Also, these are two major arcanas again, so this is major stuff that's happening in this person's life. This is no small stuff. And that's what is definitely also giving me the energy of the divine helping this person go on this transformation, go through this rebirth, renewal. Yeah, because this is big stuff, big picture stuff. Like, this is significant. And maybe that's even part of the communication, is just like, maybe you've opened their mind to spirituality. Maybe this connection, not even you like talking to this person about spirituality, but rather just like the fact that they have these intense feelings, maybe opened them up to seeing this as more of like a spiritual connection, and, you know, maybe open their eyes to their own spirituality. The idea that, you know, two people can come together and maybe neither of them really know why, but like there's just something deeper there. There is some sort of spiritual significance that is bringing the two of you together. And I feel like this is all necessary and part of this, you know? It's all part of their journey. It's all part of this coming together. Okay, let's go ahead and clarify that 10 of Pentacles, please, Naked. Let's see. Ace of Swords. So there's some sort of idea or communication, which it would make sense if this was a communication. And so, I don't know if you remember, but earlier we had the, oh my goodness, I keep having to reposition because of my chronic illness. I have circulation issues, in my thighs and my legs, and keep sticking to everything. Anyways, well, earlier we had that 5 of Cups that was clarified by the 10 of Pentacles. And so I'm kind of going back to this message, like, maybe you truly thought that your hope of a family or a good home life, or, you know, building a home with somebody, you may have thought that that was lost. You know, the hope of that was completely lost. You know, it is never going to happen. And I feel like this is telling me, not only is it going to happen, but this is how it's going to happen. And I feel like it could start with just a communication, with a message, with a conversation. Opening up a conversation here. It feels like an enlightened conversation as well, because of the crown at the top of the sword here. It feels like this is like, you know, highest chakra, you know, like that very much enlightened, spiritually enlightened perspective, or spiritually enlightened communication, coming from a place of spiritual enlightenment. Bottom of the deck, King of Wands. Jeez Louise, you got a lot of kings here. Either you're attracting a lot of people, or this is all the same person, which, honestly, I love that. If this is all the same person, because, so 3 of the 4 elements, and 3 of the 4 kings. So there's two significant qualities about that. So the first one being the magician manifests when he has mastered all four elements, like the Avatar. um, he is able to manifest when he masters all four elements. So that would be cups, pentacles, swords, and wands. And so that could be this person doing all of that work to master the elements so that they can manifest this connection into the 3D. The other thing is, when it comes to the Empress and the Emperor is the combination of all the kings. The Empress is the combination of all the queens. And so that's a whole nother significance. Is like, perhaps you are the Empress, which, you know, you pop out like the Empress all the time. The collective, you know, that I tap into. So it could be you're this powerful, beautiful, radiant person, and so they're putting in the work to become that Emperor, to be the best match that is suitable for you, that is aligned with you, that is on the same frequency, the same vibration as you, because they know your worth, they know your value, and they know they need to match it. Either way, this person is putting in the work in a very positive way, and it's only going to have positive outcomes. But yeah, they're probably very attracted to you, and maybe they need to embody this sense of confidence with the King of Wands, because the King of Wands is a very confident energy. He's also a very forward-moving energy. Like, he has his eyes on the prize, and he's going to go for it. There is also a message of rejuvenation. So it kind of goes back to that renewal energy with that King of Wands. So maybe they are transforming into the King of Wands, where it's like maybe in the past they weren't super confident. Maybe in the past they didn't take the actions necessary. But it's like now they are. Now they are confident. Now they're ready to do this action. Put in that action, put in that work to make this happen. Very beautiful. Let's see what else comes out for that Ten of Pentacles. Please and thank you, Spirit. What else for that Ten of Pentacles? Please and thank you. What does the collective not see? Okay. There's more people coming. I think it's mostly children. Also, yeah. Far away enough so I can continue. You might hear a little bit of something in the background, but I'm going to continue anyways. Okay, so what just came out? Eight of Swords, High Priestess, Nine of Wands. So, I honestly, if that Nine of Swords was you earlier, this Eight of Swords is this person. So I feel like honestly that's a little bit of a mirroring type of energy, like overthinking something here. Maybe both of you kind of overthought about this connection. You guys probably are both mentally psyching yourselves out when it comes to this connection, because it's not like, you may not have proof in the 3D right now, because it's maybe a more of like a psychic connection, more of like a reading between the lines kind of connection. Like maybe there's a little bit of romantic tension, but you don't really ever discuss it, but it's something you both feel very strongly. And so because of the lack of three-dimensional evidence, or, you know, things to support that this is meant to come together, whatever, maybe both of you have been overthinking this. And like, you know, being kept up at night, like thinking, how is this ever going to happen? You know, like, I can't imagine this ever working out. You know, like, this is inescapable kind of mental blockages and overthinking. Or at least that's how you feel about it. Doesn't mean that that's the reality. It's rather just like how you feel about it in the moment is like, I don't want to be overthinking this. I want to trust that this is going to be for us, and, you know, that this is going to take place and that it's going to be wonderful. But at the end of the day, we are still these three-dimensional beings in a three-dimensional reality, and so it's very normal and uh, common, to have those thoughts of doubt, that overthinking, that like feeling of like, am I just crazy? Like, what if this person doesn't feel the same way I do? Maybe my feelings are way more intense than theirs. And so I feel like you both kind of have that energy, or you did. Because I'm almost getting it like ducky. Anyways, but it almost feels to me like there's this overthinking, feeling trapped, but then with the high priestess, it's like getting downloads from the divine, getting in touch with your intuition, getting in touch with your feelings. Maybe that's the way out of that overthinking. Maybe that's how this person got out of that overthinking stage. And I feel like that overthinking is taking place because this person has had some rough difficulties in the past. And because of those past experiences, they built up a wall. And honestly, that mirroring energy, I think I mentioned earlier that you probably had a bad past in terms of relationships. And so that's why the justice came out to balance the scales there. So I feel like very much you two connect on like your past experiences. But it doesn't feel like this is gonna keep them stuck. I feel like this is almost like they're growing in awareness now because they've tapped into that high priestess, with the intuition. They've tapped into their intuition. They've tapped into their emotions, tapped into divine enlightenment or messaging from the divine. And they're realizing, because like the first step of recovery, the first step of improving something is realizing that it's an issue in the first place, So it's like this person, this person is probably realizing, oh, the reason why I'm overthinking this, the reason why this is so difficult is because I had these past hurts, pains, and stuff, and as a result of those, I built up a wall. And so maybe they're realizing that they have been closed off. Maybe they're realizing that they have been closed off to this connection. They've been closed off to love in general. Maybe closed off to their own emotions and their own intuition, their own spirituality even. Like they're realizing this because of this enlightened perspective now, this bigger picture sort of perspective of things. And so it's like, it feels like very much like awareness now. It's like, okay, now that I know where this is coming from, I can start to heal that. I can work through that. I can work through those emotions. I can, figure out how to heal this and like release it. And something that's very beautiful, bottom of the deck is the King of Swords. So this definitely goes back to what I just was talking about with the King of Wands. This person feels like they are mastering all four elements. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Magician card showed up, or the Emperor, because, as I mentioned, the Magician is that powerful manifester because he's mastered all four elements. The Emperor is the embodiment of all of the kings. And so this person has been doing the work, and it's so beautiful. And they are becoming this powerful energy. Maybe they're even realizing that that power is within them and has been the whole time. Maybe they're untapping that, or they're tapping into that. King of Swords is also a very good communicator. Somebody that's straightforward, to the point, knows what they want to communicate and does so. Also very truthful. There could be some sort of truth that they want to share. In terms of their feelings, it feels like, Also sharing information, which would be helpful, especially if like you don't know how this person feels and they need to share that with you. It'd be very helpful for you to receive that information for clarification, I'm gonna see what else comes out for that Ten of Pentacles. Please and thank you, Spirit. please and thank you. What else for that Ten of Pentacles, please and thank you? What does collective not see coming right now, please and thank you? Ten of Pentacles, please and thank you. That's way too many. Okay, let's put these back. Okay. Please and thank you, Spirit. Maybe just like one or two. What kind of bug are you? Let me see if I can get this one off. Hey, buddy. Come here. There we go. Okay. Anywho, where was I going with this? Okay. Yes. You know what? Maybe I should clarify that Nine of Wands. Please and thank you. Please and thank you, Spirit. Can you clarify that Nine of Wands for me? Please and thank you. In relation to the Ten of Pentacles. Please and thank you. Maybe that is the end of the message for that one. And this one feels like it needs to come out. Seven of Swords. I'm almost getting that as like a self, like self either betrayal or self sabotaging, probably self-sabotaging would be the best description of what I'm feeling, because it's like, it's almost like an energy of like you're not fooling anyone. You may try to fool yourself, but like the truth always comes out or something. So it feels like maybe they realized those past experiences that have been hurting them, that, you know, built up that wall. It was just a way of them trying to like sabotage their future relationships, sabotage this connection, you know, trying to even convince themselves that they don't have these feelings. Maybe even convince themselves that they weren't hurt from past experiences. Bottom of the deck is again the Six of Wands. So it's like a much better outcome than was anticipated or feared, you know? Yeah. You know what? I'll clarify that Seven of Swords just to make sure I'm on the right track with that. Please and thank you, Spirit. Can you clarify that Seven of Swords? Please and thank you. Can you clarify that Seven? Thank you. Five of Wands. So yeah, it's like this was all internally conflicting for this person. Yeah. It's like that past experiences that were bad and, you know, hurtful and stuff built up that wall. They were trying to deceive themselves. They were trying to sabotage themselves. And they had a lot of internal conflict when it came to this. So many different bugs out today. This one's pretty cool. Has striped wings that are like see-through but still striped. Okay. Looked even like V's on it, on its wings. Anyways. And there does feel like there is attraction here. But maybe in their past, they were attracted to certain people, but there was not much other than attraction. And so maybe they feel, and that could be even causing that conflict and building up that wall, being a little bit closed off when it comes to their own passions, is that they don't trust they're being attracted to somebody. They don't trust that, you know, attraction may be like the first step to realizing that you have feelings for somebody, but perhaps they convince themselves like, hey, it's just attraction, there's not anything else there. Based off of my past, I've only been with people that I've been attracted to and not had anything in common with. And so it's like, I feel like this is really them seeing all of these things going on within themselves and having a higher understanding of what was going on or what is going on. But it feels almost like past energy. And that high priestess energy is helping them see that, helping them see all these ways in which they've been sabotaging themselves, closing themselves off to this. Bottom of the deck, Page of Swords. I feel like they've been watching you for a long time. You may know this person very well, or this could just be somebody in your community that you see maybe regularly, every so often even. And it feels almost like all of this that was taking place within them, those past pains, building up that wall, self-sabotaging, conflict within their passions, it caused them to be in this Page of Swords energy of just sitting back and watching, and maybe even like to an extent like dreaming about it, like maybe seeing it more so as a fantasy than a reality, or something that they could actually access, something that could actually be accessible to them. And so it's like, I feel like they're getting sick of that. They're getting fed up of being in that Page of Swords energy. They're like, yeah, I've had enough of observing. I want to act. That's what I'm getting. Do you want to clarify the Five of Wands further, please and thank you? Oh, multiple came out. Okay. Three of Wands. So it's clearly telling me that now is the time to act, and they do. And I think it's because they've worked out all this stuff. They've taken the time to, isolate, take care of themselves, self-care, self-love, like really truly taking a step back, caring for themselves, and then maybe, realizing all this stuff and, working through those things. And then they come out of that. Or the reason that they went through that all in the first place is because they feel this undeniable connection with you. The Two of Cups is the most beautiful card for love. One of, in my opinion. Because it's all about that equal give and take, that mutual love, that mutual interest, that back and forth equal reciprocation, reciprocity, I think is the word actually. And also, like, just the idea of like being on equal terms, like equal power, equal feelings. Like, it feels like you both are on the same level and you're going to be working together as a team, not against each other, but rather working together. That's so beautiful. And that's their motivation for wanting to come forward. It feels very much like a soulmate connection. Six of Wands, again at the bottom of the deck. This is going to be great for both of you. I'm just going to say that. Like, literally the Six of Wands keeps trying to pop out. And it just keeps reminding us that this is going to turn out way better than the both of you expected it to. Ah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, they're going to receive a warmer welcome than they anticipated. Let's go on and clarify that Knight of Pentacles. Please and thank you, Spirit. Please and thank you, Spirit. What do you have for this Knight of Pentacles? Please and thank you. Can you clarify that Knight of Pentacles for me? Please and thank you, Spirit. Okay, let's see. Okay. Yeah. What? Okay, okay, like, this is clarifying the Knight of Pentacles. So, this person has been very slow moving, maybe not even moving at all, and that could have caused a lot of like either tension or frustration on your end. And the reason that they were in that moment, right? The reason that they were standing still or taking a long time is because they had all this stuff to work out in the background. But it feels like very much that they are coming forward now. And the reason that all of this time of reflection and self-improvement is even taking place is because of you. Look at how beautiful and stunning you are. Powerful, abundant, gorgeous, radiant. And so I was right with that, you know, now that they've mastered the 4 elements, now that they have embodied all of the kings, they are now that emperor to match your empress. They are now on your level. And they feel like that was so necessary. And I think, honestly, it probably was. It probably was very necessary to get on your level, to get on your frequency, to be the best match for you. The Lover's card. Double confirmation for the lovers. So there is like a very divine connection here. And I feel like it's almost like unavoidable. It's like the inevitable. It's like no matter what they do, they cannot avoid the truth of this connection, which is this powerful, divine, like I'm almost getting unearthly. Like it's so much more than anything they've ever experienced before. The 10 of Wands I actually see as a really beautiful thing because it's like this person clearly has put in the work and they are going to continue to put in the work here because they know that the payoff is going to be so worth it. And the reason why they were in this Knight of Pentacles stage of like being slow moving or not moving at all is because they needed to develop a plan. They needed to not only work out themselves and like stuff on their end, but they also needed to figure out like how to come forward. How to come forward in a way that will show you that they mean business. How do they come forward in a way that shows them how can they come forward in a way that shows you how serious they take you, you know? And there's like this higher perspective as well with the 2 of Wands. So it's like through all this process, through the hard work, through this working on themselves, through this realization that the divine is probably trying to bring the 2 of you together, they see things from a different perspective. They see the bigger picture. They see how beautiful the future can look between the 2 of you. And that's what made them go through all of this in the first place, you know? And now that they have that shift in perspective, they're ready to come in and share that with you. They think very highly of you. And I feel like there's so much more to this connection too that is still yet to be explored, is what I'm getting with that 2 of Wands. And they don't want to miss their opportunity, I'm getting. I cannot make this up. Are you kidding me? The Sun card at the bottom of the deck? That's so cute. So like not only is your inner child gonna be so happy, I think both of your inner childs are gonna be like brought up in the best ways and maybe like shown in the best ways between the 2 of you. Like I feel like you very much bring out each other's inner child in the most positive way possible. And like the Sun is the happiest card in the deck, so it's clearly this is going to make the both of you so incredibly happy. And it will be like a time of celebration. Oh, this connection is so beautiful. It's sunny, it's warm. It's everything that you want it to be. And probably more, to be honest. Also, I don't know if I ever showed you what was on the bottom of the other deck. It's the 3 of Swords, so I'm almost even getting, you're coming out of a time of feeling maybe heartbroken. Of maybe even feeling like your love life or your emotions have been sort of tangled up and messy, not very clear. kind of painful and stuff. And then it's like this complete transformation to utter happiness and healing. Yeah. And I feel like that's what you don't see coming, is that you may be feeling like this currently. This feeling of like heartbreak, this feeling of like, why is my love life so difficult? Like, you know, feeling that hurt, that pain, frustration, heartbreak, even. And then coming into this time of complete and utter happiness. It's just so freaking beautiful. And I guess that's that, right? Okay. Yeah. So, this is a beautiful reading. I hope that it resonated for you. And if it did, feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you subscribe, you can become a part of the Hive Collective, because my name is Bee. Bees live in hives, and you can become an honorary bee like me, and we could be a little bee family together. And if you like my videos and you'd like to see more, be sure to click that bell icon down below so that YouTube actually notifies you. And thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.